Y'all, I ain't got no business singing right now. I am not at all. Yeah, I'm claiming full recovery though. Something said go live, so I don't know something. I just felt it in my. I was silence driving, and it crossed my mind to go live. So here I am. Way back, the thought crossed my mind. I'm driving, and I seen, when I pulled over to just grab some bread and a few other things for my family, I just thought about, because I saw a few people sitting outside the store, and it seemed to be like a fairly nice area, clean, everything, and families just picking up their kids from daycare, school, and going grocery shopping, families in the store, laughing and all together and getting out the rain, going to their homes, wherever they may be, cozy, warm, out of the rain. And I just suddenly got saddened because just watching people that don't have that option, sitting out in the rain or under something to stay from getting wet. And I just had a thought. I just wish to God we lived in a world where everybody could afford somewhere to live. Everyone had some kind of shelter. Everyone had that luxury. Even if it's small, not too big, but nice, not hole infested, rat infested type, run down house, but everybody deserve to have some kind of shelter, decent shelter, to where they can just get from out of the rain or get from out of the scorching sun, or just be able to, live comfortable and not have to deal with expensive rent or expensive insurance or whatever, fees or whatever. Just be able to have that option. If I had it my way, everybody would start off with a piece of land. Everybody would have land, and what you do with you is what you do. What you just decide to do with it is on you. I've made a lot of mistakes in my life, but one thing I can say I did that I don't regret is getting me a piece of land, because no matter what me and my family go through, whether like being carless because the car broke down, or overspent, or because something came up, life happens type stuff, any little thing that could cause interruptions in our life, but I can still say I got that piece of property that I can fall back on, and it does not make me feel, I don't feel homeless. I don't feel excuse me why I sound so out of it. I'm just getting done from a busy day. I started my day at 6 and I'm ending it at that time. So I'm gonna touch down at about 7 o'clock to my house, to my property, to my dwelling, and it took me a long time to even call it house or home, or I would always call it property or land, or mainly property, going to the property. Like, cause I wasn't comfortable out there for a long time, but I had to really ask the Lord. Really, God had to show me. We could have been living in a parking lot somewhere and getting harassed about that, because years ago I had those issues. We could have been living at different places where they cracking down on a lot of that stuff, because I know some people that are still living like that, and even in the inner city where we moved from. I had moved out of the inner city for a long time. Now before I came out to my property, I had been living on the outskirts of Orlando, and even then, it was like they were building high rises everywhere. There was a high rise being built. Y'all gotta excuse my seatbelt is broken, and it's gonna be every 5 seconds. And until, by the grace of God, I can get it fixed soon. Between that and my AC being out, I'm grateful that we're getting some low forecast because it's been hot in Florida. And I just really wanted to come on here because, like, I have a desire to really do. I want to be able to be in the garden more often and do my planting and everything like that. But I'm working full time, and I'm really, trusting the Lord to fix a lot of financial things for me so I can get back to it. But back to, like, the people moving out of the city because rent going up, and everybody just, having to be away from their family, paying for child care, paying for this, paying for car notes, car insurance, and the whole, system set up to, like, really cause family to be full of stress and anxiety because of, I gotta pay my rent, I gotta pay my insurance. I wish it was a way that people had their own property, so no one would ever be, like, considered homeless, that everybody will have a place to go. So many people that are living in high rises or inner city, and it's really a hustle and bustle for them every single day, trying to provide for their family, whether it be for schooling, paying for car insurance, and rent. And these days it's rare that you'll find some places that the rent is cheap. So my heart goes out to people that are dealing with that type of stuff, and I just saw a lot of people that were just out here in the rain, and it bothers me every time I see it. It's hard to ignore, but it's actually it's everywhere. I do want to take time to just say, like, there's so much stuff going on these days, and we don't know what tomorrow's going to look like. So if there's anything that's in your heart that you could, possibly ask the Lord to take from you and help you, and to maneuver through whatever hurts, traumas, or unforgiveness, or anything that you might be dealing with that you feel like it's too much for you to do, carry by yourself, speak to someone. Ask the Lord to it's crazy. I think that's so crazy, right? I just saw somebody that I used to work with, as I was just talking about unforgiveness, and that just blows me right now because this person openly practiced witchcraft, and it was a lot of stuff that was going on with that. So I don't know. As I just mentioned that, I was just talking about forgiveness and just allowing God to work with your heart. So ask Him to search your heart. Everything that's not, that's not of the Lord. Everything that's not good, that's not healthy, that can possibly potentially cause you to miss heaven. Ask Him to remove it. I know I'm jumping all over the place. I just kind of want to just get on here and talk for a minute. It actually helps it helps me, and I'm not claiming nothing, so I didn't want to finish that sentence, but it helps me to feel like I'm doing what the Lord called me to do, and that's talk to His people, encourage, uplift, pray, warn, all that stuff, because we on the wall. We need to be on the wall. If we're not, and we need to be on fast and everything else, praying for our family members that we know are not ready. And even if we don't know if they're not ready, I said commute, we haven't the slightest idea what's going on in their life, we still pray, because We all got to go out of here. We just pray that our family members make it to the right place. Our enemies, our neighbors, our friends, our frenemies. I don't have no frenemies because God done cut pretty much everybody out of my life. Only people I talk to on a regular basis are my children and my current coworkers. And I had to have a heart-to-heart to one of my coworkers today, and it really hurt me because I did want to say what I had to say, but I said it, and I feel like I probably shouldn't have said some of the stuff that I said, but I asked the Holy Spirit to forgive me. Yahshua to forgive me for some things, but I had some stuff that I had on my heart, and I feel like how I used to be, I used to have my mouth closed all the time. I never used to speak my mind, but now I'm at the point where if it's playing over and over in my head, I'm going to say something. I'm going to pray about it, and I'm going to try my best to listen and wait on the Lord. But 9 out of 10, I'm going to say something to that person respectfully, and I'm going to get it off my chest. Because until I was able to say something to that person, I couldn't stop letting it play over and over and over and over and over in my mind. And now I'm grateful for that way about me now, because before it was rough. It was difficult to speak my mind, and it would eat me up, almost like a cancer. Let stuff fester up in you, and then it just it explodes. Not the cancer, but y'all be blessed. I'm actually gonna get up off of here. I'm not entirely sure what I'm gonna be doing for the rest of the day, but I know I like to be active on my channel. I'm trying to do more of that. I'm trying to be more obedient when the Lord tells me to get on here. I'm trying to get some more videos placed out. I really want to do a lot more content about other channels, warning people about what's to come, because I have had some dreams. I've posted those, and some I haven't. My son has recently shared, and I made a video about that yesterday. I recently shared about like dreams about darkness. Because one of my favorite places to go is the beach when I want to relax, and he had a couple of different dreams about us being on the beach, and it got really dark. Everything was too dark, and we couldn't see anything. So I don't know if I could relate that to like the 3 days of darkness that's coming up on the earth, or just like it could be like a meaning for something else. So I don't know really how to interpret dreams. I could pray for that. I told him to pray about it as well when he wake up. If God give it to him, to cover in the blood of Yeshua, and ask him for revelation. Ask him for turn my head because it's not raining over here. Ask him for like understanding. Yet he's 12. I don't feel like that's too young to talk to the Lord and ask. I've been teaching my kids how to pray for a very long time. Unfortunately, as they get older, they find interest in a whole lot of other stuff, and I gotta fight as hard as I can, because the enemy got a plan for all of us, and he wants to distract us with the electronics. He wanted to distract us with mainly the electronics, but he wanted to distract us with the things that's going on in this world, the news, with the media, with the same difference, with the wars, with everything, you name it. He want to do that. But I'm trusting and believing that as long as you find time to be doing more of, like, I carry my Bible to work with me. If we making it like equal time, you spend the time, even if you can open your Bible and you attempt to read it, and you only get 5 minutes of reading time in, and you got to get back to what you're doing, at least carry it. If you got to worship on your way to work and on your way back from work, do it. Just like I don't get to sit down and make videos like I want to, but I jump on this live, because I know by the time I get to the house, I'm just gonna want to wash up and eat, and before it get too late, and most likely, I'm gonna be too burnt to try to do anything else, because I know I gotta get up at 5 o'clock, get up at to get on the road at 6 to do this all over again. I don't have to. Unfortunately, it's just something that, finances called me to get back on the job for a minute or two, and I know for a fact, as soon as God tell me, hey, I need you to over here doing something different, I'm gonna have to say bye bye to that job. But it feels great to be able to spend money and get your kids what they need for the summer, for school, for anything. I cannot imagine being on these long roads. Y'all see this ride that I'm on right now, covering the blood of Yahshua. I can't do it without a vehicle. I just recently made a video about that. I actually in that situation with another vehicle, with a van that I had, and I got rid of it, and I got this. But the starter, just after almost a year of me having it, actually, we're in July. Yeah, this makes a full year that I had this vehicle, and the starter went out on me. The AC is currently out. Like I said, thank God it's not hot right now, because we've been really going through it, the heat. And I'm not on here complaining about it. I just know that because I pretty much got myself in a pickle that I had, and I didn't even plan it. It wasn't nothing I could even have seen. It just, well, you know what? I did have a dream about it. I did have a dream, but it wasn't clear. It was more so like I had a dream about the car, and I had a dream that I was trying to get somebody from getting away from trying to touch the car, and in the dream I just said, I know what's wrong with it, you don't have to touch it. It was like I was telling the person, only need 2 sensors. You just need 2 sensors. It was a dream that I didn't understand, because I tell you, I kid you not, that same week, probably not even 2 days later, the starter stopped working. AC went completely out. I had already had other people looking at it. And I was spending money here, there, everywhere, and AC still didn't get fixed. The person that fixed the starter told me, oh, it's your compressor. Other places wanted to charge me over $1,200 because they claimed they didn't know if it was a compressor or something else. So I'm like, and I'll go ahead and say the name. It was Midas in Gainesville, Florida. It really left a bad taste in my mouth for corporations like that, because I had already gone through something with Tire Kingdom. Tire Kingdom is another one that I had, another reason why I wanted to let go of that van, because it was a constant reminder of what happened when I dealt with Tire Kingdom. And that's a whole nother video, because that's something else that I have to keep asking God to give me forgiveness for, because how they handled me with that situation. It was like, I'm gonna beat you to get mad, but you almost cost me and my kids, me and my 2 sons and my puppy at the time. My puppy that I had almost cost us our life, because I'm riding just like this down the side or down the back road, country road, and the whole tire come off. I didn't get nothing for it, and that left a bitter taste in my mouth. And I had to ask God to please help me and help me understand what was all that for and why. Because I was very humbled, because I ended up signing some paperwork that I didn't read, to the point where I couldn't do nothing about the situation. Tied my own hands, on top of them slapping me in my face with their attitude. So talk about humble, talk about forgiveness. So I just, I talk about it, but I don't talk about it in a way like them. How people get upset, and they'll use words to let you know that they're upset, and they did this and they did that. People gonna be people. It happened. It was definitely a sad situation, and I can't do nothing about it to this day. I don't even know anybody's names. I don't even know the person that actually fixed it. All I know is they went on to different locations. And I found out after the fact, they moved on to different locations, and that was it. Oh yeah, and they have a reputation of, because my whole car had to be towed to a local Tire Kingdom in a whole other city that I wasn't familiar with at that time. And just left a bad taste in my mouth, because I had to pay for all that, and then I had to buy rent a hotel room, because we were headed somewhere. And we were stuck there because our vehicle needed not only a tire, but it needed some work done to it because of the damage. that it caused when the tire came off. So yeah, they try to keep my car as long as, because my live keeps starting me over. I don't even know if it's doing a whole nother video or not, and I don't like it. I'm gonna go ahead and get off here. I'm just, I just had to different topics. Even if you're going through so much hell in your life and you don't understand exactly why, and excuse me, it's not always gonna make sense. But just know that He has you in the palm of His hand. And sometimes some things do down the line. Lord, I needed that confirmation for me, for my mental, for my sanity. I needed to know why that had to happen. Because when I tell you so many things that I did warn about, and I did anyways, but then there were some things that I was just like, okay, God, what did I do? Why?